If you still think professional writing is just about crafting the perfect report or memo, you might want to think again. The internet didn't just give us new gadgets and apps, it completely tore up the old rulebook for communication and wrote a new one. So today, let's dive into how everything has changed.
So let's get right into it. The big question we're tackling today is this: how has the internet really changed the way professionals create and share things? And we're not just going to look at what's different, we're going to get into why it matters and what new responsibilities this puts on all of us.
Okay, so to really get this, you have to understand the one huge shift that happened. The early internet, it was kind of like a giant, quiet library. You went there to find information, to read, to consume. But today, it's a loud, bustling town square where literally everyone has a voice and is part of the conversation. You see, this whole thing didn't happen overnight. First, we had Web 1.0, that read-only library I was talking about. Information pretty much just flowed in one direction. Then Web 2.0 came along, the read-write web. Suddenly, with blogs and social media, we all got the power to create and share. We're in an even more interactive phase now. But that jump to Web 2.0, man, that was the real game changer for anyone trying to communicate professionally.
And this right here, this nails the power shift. It used to be a one-way street, a one-to-many broadcast from a company to its audience. But now it's a many-to-many free-for-all. Think about it. Your audience isn't just sitting there listening anymore. No, they're in the conversation with you. They're creating, they're critiquing. And that changes absolutely everything.
All right, so if the whole internet is basically one giant conversation now, you can't just be that person shouting from a mountaintop, right? You need a totally new toolkit, one that's designed for this new world of engagement and dialogue. Let's dig into what's in it. First up, and this one is absolutely crucial, is a concept called remediation. And no, this is not just hitting copy paste and reposting something. It's the art of strategically reshaping an idea for a totally different medium. I mean, what works in a 20-page formal report is going to bomb on Instagram, right? A modern communicator has to be a master translator. Okay, so what does that actually look like? Let me give you an example. You start with, say, a really dense business report, full of data. From that one source, you can remediate it into a blog post that breaks down the main points. Then you can pull out one killer statistic and turn that into a sharp, shareable graphic for social media. And finally, you can create a short video explaining what it all means. One idea, 4 different forms for 4 different audiences. And it's often right at the heart of this whole process, the professional blog. It's kind of like the perfect sweet spot between a super formal report and a tweet that disappears in 5 minutes. It's the place where a company can really talk with people, share what it knows, and build a real community. Okay, so having the right tools is one thing, but how you use them, that's the other half of the battle. In this crazy world of infinite scrolling and endless content, you're not just competing for clicks and views. You're fighting for something way more important. You're fighting for their trust. A killer technique for this is what we call the soundbite. This is where you take your big, core idea and boil it down to one short, powerful, and unforgettable sentence. You're basically engineering it to be sticky, so it's easy for people to remember, to repeat, and, most importantly, to share. Check out this example. It's perfect. This one little sentence captures a massive, complex business strategy, shifting from product perfection to speed and agility. It's snappy, it creates a mental picture, and it's super easy to share. See? That's the magic of a great soundbite. But wait a second. A great soundbite is one thing, but how does an idea like that just explode online? It's not just luck. There's a reason some things catch fire while others fizzle out. Well, it turns out there's a science to it. And it really boils down to 2 things. First, there are structural features like, is it technically easy to share? But the real jet fuel, that's emotion. Content that makes us feel something strong, whether it's laughter or awe or even anger. That's the stuff we just have to share with other people. Emotion is what powers viral ideas. And this is where we have to have a serious talk. Because having the power to make an idea go viral, to make it spread like wildfire, that's a huge power. And with that power comes a huge responsibility. You have got to be ethical about it. That whole responsibility thing, it's all built on trust. And that trust is held up by these core rules. It means being honest about who you are and what you're doing. It means getting your facts right. And if you mess up, you fix it fast. You have to be respectful, add real value to the conversation, not just noise. And, so important, It's about protecting company secrets and, just as crucial, respecting the privacy of your audience. Think of each of these as a pillar. You knock one down, and the whole structure of trust can come crashing down with it.
All right, let's pull all these threads together now. We've looked at the shift online, the new tools we need, and the new ethical rules of the road. So how does all of this answer that big question we started with?
So what is this new responsibility? Well, it's a massive shift in thinking. Your job isn't just to be a writer anymore. You're also a community manager, a protector of your brand's reputation, and honestly, an architect of conversations. It's about actively managing relationships in this very public, very dynamic space. And really, if you boil it all down, this is what's at the heart of it. The new rules of writing mean we have to go way beyond just typing words. The job now is to be a strategist, to remediate ideas for the right audience, on the right platform, in the right way, and doing it all with a strong sense of what's right.
And all this leaves us with one last, really important question to chew on. In a world where anybody with a phone can hit publish and potentially reach millions, what's the actual value of a professional communicator? The answer? Well, it's everything we just talked about. It's the strategy, the skill, the sense of responsibility, and more than anything else, it's about earning and keeping trust.